Wouldn't it be great if there was an optimal right answer to every financial decision that we have to make? I get asked all the time what the best option is for any given choice, but often there is no best, just a series of options. And so often we have to choose between two or more suboptimal outcomes. In other words, we have to choose our poison. But which one will you choose? Hi and welcome back to the channel. My name is Pete Matthew and I'm a chartered financial planner based here in the UK. And this video is brought to you by Meaningful Academy Build Wealth. More on that in a little bit. So how can you know which poison to choose? Is it possible to learn which of two or more possible outcomes is the least worst choice? So what might be some examples of this? Well, the pension lifetime allowance charge is a classic case in point. This is a stupid tax which is levied at certain points in time if your pension provision is above the arbitrary lifetime allowance level. When I'm planning with a client, we'll always look at some option of crystallizing pensions early to maybe reduce the charge later on at age 75. It's just one of many options. Usually though, that involves drawing a higher income from the pension. And with that, of course, comes income tax. Now we can compare sort of cumulative tax paid from the present day to any point in the future, see which option leads to more tax overall being paid, and you'd expect that the least tax heavy option would be the best one, but often, surprisingly, that's not the case. Sometimes people may end up paying more tax, but actually end up with more money in the bank. Like I say, not a straightforward choice. You're going to pay some tax, income tax or lifetime allowance, you have to choose your poison. Here's another example. People don't want to lose their house and their savings to pay for care fees, and I get it. We work hard for what we build around us and we'd like to enjoy that money, maybe leave something to our kids and our family. If we end up in residential care for a decade, we're going to burn through even a hefty estate. So you might decide to put in place some kind of trust arrangement or make a succession of gifts in a bid to avoid paying for long-term care by reducing your estate. Of course, all you've done is remove the choice and freedom that wealth gives you, and instead you've thrown yourself at the mercy of the local authority. Now, either you can choose the poison of seeing your estate reduced while you live out your final months in a nice place, close to your family, or you can be put wherever the council has got space in whatever second-rate home is available. You have to choose your poison. One more example. What if you have made a significant gain? Maybe you've sold some shares or a rental property, maybe even a whole business, and you're facing a hefty capital gains tax bill. Well, you could defer the tax by investing the gain in an EIS and then unwind that over years, potentially even paying no tax at all. But EISs are high-risk investments. You might lose a significant portion, even all, of whatever you invest. So which would you rather? Pay a hefty tax bill? That's no fun. Or gamble on a risky investment which might allow you to reduce that tax bill to nothing, but might also lose you a lot of money. By the way, I covered EISs, enterprise investment schemes, and other similar plans in last week's video. There's a link up here and in the description. Okay, if this is helpful so far, do me a favor, hit the like button. It takes like 2 seconds. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. It all really helps, so thank you. Also, perhaps this video could be useful to somebody else in your life. It would mean a lot if you could share it with them, and I hope it's useful for them too. So how do you choose your poison? How do you choose the least worst out of a set of possible outcomes? Well, there are 3 criteria that come to mind, and there might be more, but it'll serve for now. The first is cost, and that includes tax, right? So if all of your options that you're choosing between include paying tax, you'll obviously probably want to choose the option which incurs you the lowest amount of tax. We all know that tax is a necessary evil. You know, if we use the hospitals and drive on the roads, we should pay our share. But there are allowances and reliefs which should all be used to maximum effect. But the second criterion is risk. And sometimes using tax reliefs means investing in something that's just too risky for you, like the EIS example earlier. We should never let the tax tail wag the investment dog. That is, never do something for tax reasons that you're otherwise uncomfortable with. It's just not worth it. And the final criterion for choosing between unpleasant options is time. That is, now versus one day. For example, if you have to choose whether to pay tax now or in the future, you might just want to get it over with, or you may want to defer it in the hope that maybe the rules will change down the line. With the pension lifetime allowance discussions, I'm often having to weigh paying income tax, which is known now, or waiting and maybe hoping the LTA will be abolished or the level increased later on. But in practice, it's far better to plan with what you know now, within current rules. That way you'll definitely avoid future regret, because you'll just be able to shrug and go, well, those were the rules at the time. By the way, wouldn't it be great if there was a place where those who are looking to plan for a secure financial future could learn the right steps and actions necessary to take in order to secure that future? Well, there is. I built it. It's called Meaningful Academy Build Wealth. In the Academy, we have video lessons, worksheets, calculators, and access to the best financial planning software in the world called Voyant Go, which I teach you step by step how to use. And best of all, there's a community of like-minded people on a similar path to you, all looking to help each other out by answering questions and offering moral support and encouragement. So head over to meaningfulacademy.com/buildwealth to find out more, and if you decide it's for you, use the coupon code YouTube at sign up for a deep discount. Okay, back to it. In finance, as in life, we need to learn how to make decisions that we can stick to, even when it seems like there's no ideal option available to us. So often we will let inertia take hold of us. We're unable to decide, and so we end up doing nothing. And that can be the worst approach of all. I'm definitely going to be returning to this subject in the coming weeks, but for now, remember those 3 criteria. Tax and costs, how can I minimize these, assuming that I can't eliminate them completely? Risk, how can I make sure that whatever decision I make is palatable to me, both now and in the long run? And then thirdly, time, how can I make the best decision now, without hamstringing the future that I don't know about? If in doubt, always favor the present, because frankly, the future is not promised to us. Balancing those 3 criteria will at very least help frame the decision and hopefully help you make it. Like I say, we'll come back to this subject, but I hope for now this was interesting and helpful. If it was, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching this one. Maybe next you could check out this video about the financial levers that are in our control to make the most of our future. And I'll see you in the next video.